Welcome to the Fractured Setup Guide. Many of these setups in this video can be tweaked to your liking fairly easily, and they should be a good starting point to further develop your own setups for this map. But without further ado, let's get started. So the very first setup we're going to do on A, it's going to have a turret up here, and the way you want to do is you see this line here and this line here. You want to go right in between the wall, right? And then look at this angle like that. That is the angle you want to put your turret in, and you just wedge it in between. So this turret sees anyone that comes through this little door right here, right? So they come over here and try to go up to the ropes into heaven. Your turret will see them, and this turret also spots people coming out through here, right? So that's what the turret's mainly for, and it also spots people that somehow push out all the way through to sight from A main, but they shouldn't really get hit by a turret that way, because what you're going to do is you're going to have a alarm bot right here. So alarm bots put especially far from A main just because you want them to commit up to like this point right here. And what you're going to do is you have a molly, you see this diamond right here, you put it about right here. This way it hits every single corner of this little spot right here. It hits here, it hits here, and it hits up here as well. And the last molly, you're going to wedge it in between here, and easy way is to come to this corner. Then you see this line and this, you go right here, and then you just left click. It'll wedge itself right in between. You can also come close here and right click it, but sometimes it bounces off and lands on the floor. I've just found that going here and then doing this is way easier to get it every single time. It takes like a second after you get it used to it, but basically what it is they'll come through, and if they don't shoot this molly, generally they're not staring at the ground in this part, right? But they got up to here, the alarm bot sounds, you pop both mollies, and they either run back here or they push out here and die because there's two mollies. So you're gonna play in this default spot inside. Usually people plant here, right? So when the alarm bot hits, you pop both of them, right? Pop both of them and peek. They might be here. You get a shot off. If not, they just take about 70 or so damage, and you stall them for about 6 seconds. And you're just playing your life at that point in this spot right here. You can also come to this angle back here. If you peek out and you don't see anyone, right, they're gonna probably expect you here. You can play this angle like this, and at that point you just wait for your team to rotate as fast as possible. They're gonna be coming out through here, and if they're quick enough, you could get a crossfire such as this, you know. So that's the first setup. Moving on, this is the next setup. What we're going to do is have a turret up here to keep watch of anyone coming through the dish area, and we're pretty much gonna give it this spot up or let your teammate play this. It's all good. And what we're gonna do next is have an alarm bot right here, halfway up this, like past the stairs, and you're gonna have a molly on the second to top step of the first staircase, as well as a molly right here in between this line. You can probably put it a little further too, but it doesn't really matter. And what's this going to do is you're basically giving up like A site control, at least this area, right? And if they want to go upstairs, this alarm bot will sound, and you just pop both mollies, and they'll take a bunch of damage walking up the staircase, and eventually they might get up here, but they definitely won't be able to get a default plant down, and they'll be opened like around right here to all your teammates coming here, right? So with this setup, you can play multitude of spots. You can play over here and hold this angle if you want, or you can just stay behind the box. When they sound, you peek and just watch the staircase, or you could play back here and you can watch someone come, kill them, pop both of them, and then you can peek out this way, or you can play even further this way so that you're not open to main. Or what I would do is play back here, right? They can't see you until they come in. You pop them both, and you take a peek right here. they're gonna be staring at your mollies and your alarm bot, and you can just shoot them here. And because this molly goes off, they'll be open here as well. If you don't see anyone here, you can peek a little wider to take this, or you can play behind this wall. You are open to dish if they come through, so this isn't really the most recommended spot, but it's still a good spot to play, as you can kill anyone that's trying to plant default. So when they come in, both these mollies go off, and they can't stand anywhere here. They have to be open to here, right? So pretty much anyone can shoot them at that point. Anyone here, you can shoot them here. If you're here, you can also shoot them. You can even jump up on this box, but I wouldn't recommend that. You're locking yourself up to this spot where you can't just peek back around the corner as easily. So the last setup on A is where you're defending the dish side. So what you're going to do is have a turret here first. It watches this entire corner. I like it like this because I want to know as soon as there's any sound of people coming through this area, because what we're going to do is we're going to be playing here, right? Very dangerous spot if they come through main, but we'll go into that later. What you're going to do is wedge yourself in this corner, and you see this little pointy part of the gray rock and this rock right here. You're gonna go right in between like that, and when the game starts, you just left click, right? It'll go pretty close to the edge, and it'll be very hard to spot unless they're like very close to it and looking straight down, which they're not going to. They're gonna clear corners like this, try to clear that, whatnot, so they're gonna miss it. And the second molly is going to be between this dot and this dot, so like where this little lighter sand part is. So you just put it there. And lastly, your alarm bot goes right here around the corner. So anyone that's trying to clear this, it will not trigger the alarm bot yet, but as soon as they step out to like this part, right in between both your mollies, this alarm bot will go off. Or if they come from this side, this alarm bot will go off, and you can pop both mollies anyways. And you're playing over here. When the alarm bot goes off, they're going to be standing roughly right here, and they're going to run backwards, run forward, or run this way, right? So you can basically take advantage of this and kill anyone that goes this way and this way. You can't do anything if they go back to the orb, but that's fine. So alarm bot sounds, pop them both, right? Look for a second, nothing. Peek around here, and they should be running towards this side. They could be in this corner as well, so you might miss them, but I mean at that point you've done so much damage to them, because more than likely this bot went off, or if they didn't and they shot it, they're taking at least 100 damage off nanoswarms alone. So you've done a good amount of damage to them, maybe even 2 people. And if you hear a sound from the turret, you can just be holding this angle for a while, right? They can't see your gun from that side yet because there's this gigantic rock in the way anyways, right? So you can just hold it like this until your bot sounds. On to B site. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put a turret up here behind this number 2, like past this line, right? This way this turret spots anyone coming through here, like so. And it spots anyone that comes through that way. What you're going to do next is put an alarm bot right here on the staircase where it goes from green to brown. Then halfway to the staircase, you just come down like in between the staircase halfway to this dot right here. Put a swarm there, and the second one is going to be right here in between this line and the edge at the second to last staircase right there. So what's going to happen is anyone coming anyone coming through here, they get up to this part and they won't be seen by anything if they're standing here. But once they get seen here, the turret will see them as well as the alarm bot, and they'll have to shoot the turret and the alarm bot at the same time, which they're not going to be able to. So at most they're going to get hit by the alarm bot, and then they'll get tagged by that turret. You pop both swarms, and they're gonna take at least half their health, if not more. And if anyone pushes past all the nanoswarms into sight, they're gonna be standing right here, which is where you're gonna be waiting for them. And you don't want to stand too far back, because then you'll be open to people coming through this way, right? So you want to stand about right here. They can't see you, and if they push past here, they'll be right here ready for you to gun them down. If not, you can take a little peeker like this way, because they'll be standing here or all the way in that corner again. So here is fine. You won't be open to people all the way down the staircase. So see the ranges, like you're safe here. They cannot pass here at all. And this part also gets hit by this nanoswarm. So even if they do push past here and you somehow whiff, they still can't hide here either with this nanoswarm. And they'll be open to anyone that's rotating on your team. This next setup is a very passive B site hold. What you're going to do is come all the way here. You see this little thingy, your turret in between there, right? So they cannot see the turret unless they commit into past this caution sign, basically, right? And into sight. Then you have the two standard mollies right here, and in between this line and this edge right here. And the last thing you do is you come here in the middle. You see where these, like, a lot of cracks are, right? About right here is where you put the alarm bot. So it reaches up to there, right? So you're going to be standing right at the edge of this light fixture, and when they peek over like this and they see a little bit of this light fixture, they'll be targeted by this alarm bot, basically, like right before they see this light fixture. So they're gonna try and flick, kill that alarm bot, or they're gonna run away. So since you're standing here, you can shoot both sides, basically. You just wait, pretty much. If this alarm bot goes off, you can swing out, get this guy. If your turret goes off, pop both mollies, you can swing this way. So it's a very good passive angle to hold. Definitely good at least once in the map. You can use it twice, but they'll probably start clearing you after a while. So they can't clear you from this angle either, so they have to be all the way out here before they see you. And by that time, they're eating mollies and your turret. So you're safe from both angles for the most part, unless they like don't give a shit about this alarm bot at all and just wide swing and peek. Like they technically have peeker's advantage, so they could wide swing and kill you, but that's a huge commitment to just swing out wide like this and be open to here, right? So it's very unlikely that they're gonna do that. That about wraps up the fractured setup guide. I hope you found some of them useful, and dropping a like on this video really helps me out. And don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.